uplift surgeries within 6 months. Wow. And my nipples have become flat. What would be the best option in correcting this? Okay. Your nipples have become flat. Right, there's a few reasons I can think of. So they were not flat beforehand. Okay. I don't know. I haven't met you. And I don't know the nature of the previous surgery. So please, but there are many options. One of them is that when the nipple is moved, it is moved on a pedicle. And when it's moved on a pedicle, you often have to quite undermine the nipple to actually get it to move up to where you want it. A pedicle just means you've cut out the nipple on a peninsula of breast tissue, a kind of tongue of breast tissue, which makes it much more mobile. You can sort of swizzle it around to where you want, put it where you want, bury the pedicle underneath so you don't really see what's going on. It just looks magically like we've been able to move the nipple. People sometimes ask, have you just taken it off and put it somewhere? No, we haven't done that because that would kill it. We have twisted it on a bit of retained blood supply that we call the pedicle. Okay, now surgeons can be really wary, understandably wary, about dissecting that too much, because bear in mind, the more we mobilize it, the more blood supply we're cutting off, and you get to a point where you've cut off too much and it's going to die. We don't want your nipple to die. So they will often just try to dissect it as little as possible but still have it move. But what effect that can cause is that if you've really not quite dissected enough and freed it enough, then it can be pulled back as if it's on a leash from its previous location. And I've seen that sometimes. You know, I'll do the surgery and I'll move the nipple to where it needs to be, and you see, right, no, I haven't dissected that nipple quite enough, and you have to do more, and you've just got to, I feel, you've just got to do it. So that's one possible cause. And if that's the cause, then the best operation, the best treatment rather, would be to cut the fibers that are holding back. Our horrible cable there. We've got this kind of lazy Susan up there. So you're ruining the magic of Eterno Plastic.
My arm is aching.
Oh, shall I take this? Here we go.
Oh. Yeah,
okay.
Exactly.
Oh, it's not fun, is it?
No.
It's not as fun as you made it look.
Oh gosh. Right, carry on.
Okay. So so if that's the cause, then we need to cut whatever's holding the nipple back. And so I would suggest an operation that lifts up the nipple. Oh, can you shut those doors because they're in there? So I'll do that here. Oh God, there's not many attractive views in this room, apart from you. So that would be option one. Secondly, there are various reasons why the nipple itself may flatten, and a reduction in blood supply is not least amongst them. So if that's the case, then there aren't that many options for you. But one that I've used that's worked really well, not in that context, but I've used it for ladies who have just said, look, I just want more projecting nipples. Actually, filler, the kind of filler that you might put in your face or your lips. Filler works really well on a nipple. It's not a permanent solution though, it's a temporary solution. So if you're prepared to have filler injected into your nipples every maybe year or so, then that can be a really good option. There are alternatives to filler for the nipples, surgical alternatives, so things like dermal grafts. And a dermal graft is basically a skin graft with the skin taken off it and just the deep layer of dermis underneath, and you can slide that under the nipple and kind of use that to prop the nipple up a bit, and you can actually repeat that operation. Firmness and nipple projection as a result of that. So that's one option.